What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of OffCentered. We have a special guest today. This is Staci, and today we're going to be talking about whether or not table manners are a thing of the past.
I do believe table manners are a thing of the past, and it makes me feel so sad about it because I just feel like and for me it also talks, and a lot of people be like, oh, you know, that's an old school talk. Why doesn't that matter? You know, where it's a thing of the past. But I do believe that it gives our society structure. I believe and I believe that it gives ourselves some form of boundary. It gives ourselves, it allowed ourselves to live within, you know, a certain way that gives life quality. Because I feel like if everyone did whatever they wanted to do and nobody follow any form of regulation or any rules, I feel like we wouldn't be a society of any value or structure, you know.
Not only rules, just acting in a manner that, just the way that you're acting and having other people perceive you. You want to have these good qualities or just, I don't know what I'm saying.
You're fine. Go ahead.
Like, not qualities, but what's the word?
Your qualities fine.
No,
Yeah.
good mannerisms.
Yeah.
Having these good mannerisms really show who you are as a person as well. He's making fun of me. Go back to me.
But you want to give your statement again so it's more
Okay.
I could edit
cohesive.
Okay. You go first so I can think.
I don't have anything right now.
Okay, hold on.
You want to start this all over? Because we got at a place of no return here. Let's start this all
No,
over.
Christian can edit it out. Just keep
Yeah,
going.
it's gonna be a lot of I'm edit. Okay, that's fine.
He can cut all the things.
This whole part.
Okay, hold on. I have to think about what I want to say for a second. I want to say along the lines of how how you act around other people shows a lot about your
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reflects.
Yeah.
It reflects the person that you are.
Go ahead.
I just want someone else to go first, and then I'll just jump into it.
Okay. And you wanna?
Alright. So, man, all I gotta say is stop it. Get some help. Because y'all are gross. Alright? Like, for real. Like, man, come on, man. Like, there are a few things in this world that you should not mess. Few things in this world that you should not mess with other people's stuff, right? One of them is their pride. The other thing is their significant others. And the last thing is their food. Stop messing with people's food, bro. That junk is gross. Man, in the end, right? Man, you can do whatever you want with your food, right? You can cough on your food, you can burp on your food, you could, it's your food. Do what you want with it. If I'm at the table, bro, keep that junk to yourself. Save it, hold it, store it. Wait till you get someplace where you private to do that stuff, alright? Because come on, man. Like, I'm pretty sure that no one here would appreciate if, let's say I'm eating spaghetti, right? And I'm just eating spaghetti and the spaghetti is just splashing all over the place. You know what I'm saying? It's going in. It's not even going in your food anymore. Now it's going on your face. It's going. It almost hit you in the eyeball and stuff. Like, come on, man. Like, do better. All right.
And I will say, this is the reason why I don't believe in potlucks. I really don't, because I just feel like we have reached to this part of our society where things like that are not important, that we don't give value to. And I was gonna say like Staci said, but so we had this discussion about how what you show the world is the way the world perceive you, right? So at the end of the day, I think it's an important tool. I think it's an important thing to do when you're sitting with somebody, but you're not even when you're eating with somebody. Number one, it should be a form of a privilege, but also you have to conduct your way in a way that shows respect, and it also shows structure, and it also, for me, it give a reflection of your family members, your community. So you're representing not only yourself, but people that have raised you. And for me, that speaks volume.
I hope somebody puts a sound effect in the edit, bro. Because I don't know why you did that.
What happened?
Nah, you trifling for that.
What happened?
Pollux ain't done nothing to you, bro. Pollux has not done anything to you, bro.
But
Trifling.
I agree completely with what you're saying. It reflects on how you were raised. I think it is up to the parents to teach the children proper table manners, etiquette, and just in general respecting other people that you're around. You know, if you're going out to dinner with your friends and they reach across the table and grab something off of your plate, that's not okay. That's rude.
Yeah.
Okay. And
you know, like I will say this: the best way to teach them is to be a good example in the first place. Like, you know what I mean? If they see you doing all this nasty stuff, guess what? They're gonna pick it up. They're gonna pick it up real quick. So yeah.
And let's talk about some of the things that you guys probably don't like about people with bad table mannerism. Let's start with you off first, Staci.
So like examples?
Yeah, examples.
Well, I guess I should say my mom growing up, she's very, very like strict, and you should act in a certain manner in public and be very well behaved, and especially at the dinner table. And so my other family, not so much. And I think just because they just had a different upbringing. And my little sister and brother do not have any sort of table manners whatsoever. They talk about whatever at the dinner table. Your food is also their food. They will reach across the table and eat it, and they do not care. And also they have this thing where like they'll try and guess the bill, and I just don't think that's appropriate at all.
Yeah.
Looking back to my upbringing, like my parents were never really like strict on table manners, but then again, like I feel like I kind of like knew what to do already.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Cause like not just with manners overall, but just like behavioral stuff. Like I would see other kids get yelled at. I was like, dang, I don't want to get yelled at. So I would just do the opposite.
You were
of what
wise,
they
very
do.
wise.
So yeah, it kind of like carried on into like how I am now. So like,
I would say for me, it's just like if I'm eating, right, I don't want to. If you're burping, please cover your mouth. I know people be like, I just want to be free. Look, you're infringing my right to eat. If I am eating, that means for me, I'm eating. I don't want to sound deep for me, but eating for me is such a spiritual thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm becoming one with the food. And it sounds stupid. I don't want, just like if I'm praying, I don't want someone to disturb me. If I'm eating, I don't want you to be burping uncontrollably. I don't want you to be farting. I don't want you to be talking with your mouth open while I can see the food. I don't want you to use words that will make me lose my appetite. And I don't think it's fair. And I think for me, anything that comes with principle, anything that comes with helping our society and our civilization to be better, I think it should be implemented. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it pushed us back. I think it allowed us to be quality people. Because at the end of the day, right, if you're inviting someone to eat with you, you should respect their terms. You should respect their being. You should respect them being there. You shouldn't just do whatever you want to do because it makes you feel good. And I think that's what part of the culture what we're kind of going away from.
Yeah, man. This is kind of stupid, right? But like, I would like. Okay, so I was eating at Popeyes, right? I was eating at Popeyes, and this person was describing the chicken that they were eating, and they were saying it was moist, right? And I don't know why, but that made me uncomfortable, right? So, I know it's kind of random, but yeah, man, choose your words wisely, man. Like I don't need to hear about like another person was talking about like their blood transfusion and how the doctor was poking them and trying to get in there and stuff, and I'm like, bro, like this is not really the place for this conversation, you know? Like, just try to choose what you talk about, and your words more carefully when you're eating, because it's not, like you said, it's not the same, bro. It's just eating to me any place you eat is a sacred ground.
Yeah.
Like, you feel me? Like any place you eat, you can't treat it the same as how you treat everything else.
And just to add, I don't want to take a lot of the time here, but what is it? I think a psychologist. I think his name is B.F. Skinner. He talks about classical conditioning, right? Yeah. He talks about, for example, if you ate something and the next day you don't feel good, what happens, right? You don't want to ever eat that again. Mm-hmm. So for me, I don't want to be like, for me, see how powerful that is? And I don't know if you guys see the magnitude of it, right? If you ate something that made you feel sick, even if it wasn't in the food, just because you associate the food with being sick, you might never want to eat that again, right? For me, that's how important it is for me to eat in a way that is peaceful, because I understand any disturbance, any form of something that maybe deter me from eating my food will result in me not even want to eat the food anymore. Yeah. And for me, eating the food, not only I want to get full, but I want to enjoy it. If the enjoyment process is out of there, I'm just eating literally just to eat. And I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I pay my good, and this sounds very political and very too serious. Most people are going to look like, bro, it's just food. Just eat it. You know what I'm saying? But I know. But for me, it's a spiritual kind of experience, man. If I pay my earned, working dollars, I'm trying to eat in a way that I think for me is just like that. You know what I'm saying? When you when you eat something that you love and you get that first bite, but it feels so like, But imagine if someone was like, you know what, before that first bite, say, that food you're eating, it's that food you're eating, it's actually this and this and this and this and this. Yeah. That first bite is not gonna be enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? It takes away from that experience. And I think not only that, like I said before, it really gives us boundaries, it gives us principle, it gives us a way to move, it gives us a way to maneuver, and it allows the society to have structure, and we need structure.
Yeah.
A lot of businesses also will have like lunches or lunch breaks, and like they'll order food and catering, and like you're eating with your like people who are in charge of you, your bosses, your coworkers. You want to present yourself and act in a manner that's going to be approachable.
And for me, it's like, and like I said, people be like, I want to be free, right? You can be free with yourself when you're eating alone. If you invite someone else, like I said before, you should abide to a respect rule. You should abide to a principle rule. You should abide to look. And before, when I'm eating with someone, I always ask, but you don't mind me taking this phone call, right? Yeah. But you don't mind me doing this, right? Because what happens, right? I respect your being. I respect your presence. I respect you being there. Knowing that because I'm with you, I can't just eat accordingly the way I want to eat. I have to eat accordingly for both of us and make sure that we're both comfortable. And I think we have lost that part. For me, it's such a beautiful part of table experiences.
But here's the thing, though. It's gotten to the point where it's so bad that people can't actually veer off and do it the proper way, even if they wanted to. Like, you know what I mean? Because like you were saying, sometimes you have dinner with your boss, and they just can't eat properly. They're like, I'd rather avoid eating in front of them, period, instead of, actually being able to, eat properly in front of people, because that's how bad it's gotten. Like, people just can't do it. Like, they can't talk, like, they can't eat with their mouth closed. They can't, they can't, sneeze. Like, I don't know how you sneeze properly, but, they can't, they just can't do it. And I think that's so weird. Like, I really do it. It's really gotten that bad. This is probably the last thing I'm gonna say. The other day, right? I've seen kids do this, and I don't really care that much. But the other day, I was eating, right, and this guy, he had like a cup, the cups with the straws in the restaurant, right? And he was legitimately blowing the hardest bubbles in the drink in the middle of this restaurant. Like, just like that. And I'm like, you're a grown man doing this. Like, you're a grown man. Just in the middle of this restaurant, just blowing bubbles into your drink. I'm like, bro. Yeah. So, man, hey, like I was saying, man, do better, bro. Like, if you gotta go on YouTube and learn some etiquette, man, do that. Like, seriously, like, just
and so we're not asking people not to be themselves. That's not what we're asking.
No.
We're just asking. Be considerate.
Yeah.
You know, I love that word. Be considerate, and know that like you can't just operate the way that you like to operate just because that's selfish. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, man. Hey, in your house, you can walk around naked and do all that, right? But unless you're a nudist, you're not gonna go outside naked. Why? Because there's other people outside. You know?
And a lot of people are like, oh, we're conforming to social norm. Okay, this is the only norm we know.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Okay, for example, right? In psychology, right? If you don't conform, if you do something that is abnormal from what everybody consider is normal, right? You have a psychological problem because it's just the way it is, right? People be like, okay, the word normal is just a word that we use, okay, but still, we all have come together and agree in what we consider is normal, right?
Yeah.
When you go out there and you do such thing that is not what we look, it is an issue, and I think like mannerism has known just practical way of doing things, like fixing maybe a part in your car that maybe you shouldn't go to the mechanic to do, or maybe washing the dishes. It's as practical as that, I think, and that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yeah, man.
At the end of the day, just be considerate. Close your mouth when you're chewing. Wash your hands, or just eat by yourself.
Some advices?
Do that. No.
Man.
Some advices,
You have
Steve?
to clip that.
Alright, well,
Just
my
one.
last advice, man. Yeah, listen, don't be surprised when, if you start doing all that nonsense, and now I'm like, alright, I'm gonna head out. Because, you know what?
Yeah.
Like I said, man, sometimes it's too much for people to take, bro. And you gotta understand that.
And also, when you can be staring your love of your life, and I'm not gonna say that. You can be, I'm not gonna say that. That's going very far. But
My man, like, she could be over there just looking at you.
No. But you're losing opportunity when you're not expressing the best version of yourself.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
Absolutely.
All right, that's it. All right, guys. Thank you for watching OffCentered. Thank you for hanging out with us. Please press the like button and subscribe. Okay.